swerve his car at me just now, coming around the corner, and then swerved like he was going to swerve into my lane. This is what people do all the time. Thanks. Fuck you. Fucking asshole, swerving at me. This is the kind of thing that people are doing and causing issues on the road. Agents of chaos. Order through chaos, as they believe. And that guy turned off. I guess he didn't want to be filmed anymore. Swerving his car at me like he's gonna hit me. It literally happens every single day of my life. The odds of that happening every single day, where you almost get in a car wreck every single day when you're driving normally, it's impossible. You know, the timing of these people. So I'm glad I got that. I was rushing through that stoplight because it seems like at almost every stoplight I get to, it's yellow for half a second and then it turns red, and I'm stuck in the middle of the intersection in a red light. So isn't it yellow like a warning for the red? Shouldn't they have that a little bit longer? Welcome to Arizona. There you go. Go around. Thought she had a camera in her car. She's got a radar detector. The CC on her license plate, that's 3030 for Freemasonry. Whether people want to believe that or not. 33, C is the third letter in the alphabet. It's one of the ways they identify themselves. That person might not be a 33rd degree, but see that one a lot. And some people get issued license plates that say CC on them that probably aren't Freemasons. Like when I got my license plate, it looked like a custom license plate. Not for this truck. My other truck, it was all threes and an S. All threes and an S. Brian TEW, seems to be one of the experts on this whole program thing, on the technology stuff and how the program works, and a lot of what he says resonates and makes sense, but he's been messaging me telling me not to do videos anymore, that I'm playing into their hands, and but I disagree. I agree with some of the stuff that he says, but I disagree with that. At the turn of the century, a little bit before that, there was a journalist, photojournalist, that went around the world and took photos at factories where they were using child labor. And the word hadn't gotten out into the newspapers. People didn't know that this was happening, other than the people using the children for labor. You know, 4 or 5 year olds sewing clothes, doing all the different stuff. And this guy, I guess this guy wants to ride in the bumper. This burgundy car, imagine that. Imagine that burgundy car. But yeah, this guy went around the world with his camera, and he went into these shops and took photos of these kids, dirty, sweaty, tired, malnourished, and published those in newspapers. And then the world found out that children were being used for labor, and they didn't like that. So they started the child labor laws. Now that was because of a journalist that documented what was going on and let the public know that there was something going on covertly behind their back. They didn't, something they weren't okay with. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm documenting what is going on. This is a part of history that will never be forgotten. And I am documenting that. And I will keep documenting it no matter what happens to me. If I get sick, if I get injured, the only way I'm going to stop doing this is if I'm dead. It's the only way. And I probably shouldn't put that out there, but I think they've probably figured that out by now. So I will be a journalist until the day I die. Oh, here we go. Here's some street theater in front of us. Two gray trucks that just stop in the middle of the road, slow down, act like they're having a conversation. They want you to run into them. And this guy back here with his hazards on. Just weird stuff they do around you. It's little skits to get you to react to it and acknowledge what they're doing and sound crazy to the public. So, but once you understand that this program is set up as a psychological operation to get you to report events that on the MMPI, the Minneapolis Multiphasic Inventory, would sound delusional. So somebody studied that test. They said, what can we do to people to get them to go be evaluated, get them to complain to the police, so we can entrap them and say, hey, you're delusional, boom, got you in a psych ward, set you up for a crime because you acted out, because all these people are participating in this organized stalking and harassment, and you don't know what's going on and who's after you. You just know all these people are doing this weird stuff. It's really a weird thing. I get it. Operation Paperclip, and slowly doing this for a long time. And there's so many people on board. I just watched this movie, The Experiment, I think it was called. Where a Yale professor, a psychologist, I believe, did a study on how people conform to authority and don't ask questions even if they're hurting somebody. It's pretty eye-opening, and it seems like pretty much how they found people for this program. Really good movie. Check it out, Goodyear blimp again. That guy's been circling around all day. It's pretty awesome. Sitting in your backyard, Goodyear blimp flies directly over your house. You can do that all day. But that's the third time he's flown over me today. It's pretty cool. She, they, who knows who the pilot is. Oh, look at this guy swerving at me. This girl. In her burgundy shirt, swerving at me. This is an interesting one. They did not like that I went and got that final paper that I had. It's always, whenever I do something positive and I'm feeling good about myself, that's when this kicks in even more. They have more harassment and antagonization, and it's a reaction every single time I do something positive. I just went into court, handled that divorce stuff, got my final paper, got that done with, and I'm researching some other things in court and making progress. That is definitely a no-no for me to be doing, but I really don't care. It's my right. It's my right to learn how this works and defend myself. So if they want to put extra steps in my way, they've been doing it for years and years and years, I'll just work through the steps, no matter what they are. Alberta, Canada, they're turning real slow. I guess they don't have anywhere to go, or they're from a real small town where people drive 10 miles an hour. Maybe that's it. Alright, I might actually post this video. Long and boring, but documentation. And then whoever wants to get on here and say, those are just bad drivers. This is just one trip. Imagine this every single day. I've lived in California, driven around all over LA. I've driven all over the country. Driven in New York, Chicago. I understand what bad traffic is like. This is not bad traffic. This is people intentionally swerving their car at you, tailgating, slamming on their brakes in front of you, not letting you in anywhere. Now that's kind of typical in busy traffic. A lot of people don't like to let people in. You have to get defensive, but it's so excessive. It's ridiculous. I don't really care if I mean, like, look at this car pulling up right here, this burgundy SUV, right at the time that they're coming out. How many times has that happened on this video? You know, they pull up right to the stop sign as you're going by. They've had tons of tow trucks driving around me with wrecked cars. They had most of them are red SUVs on the back of the truck, and one of them they had today pulled up next to me, had the hood just flapped back against the windshield. Like, what tow truck? First off, that's illegal to drive like that. What tow truck driver would just take off with the hood up on a vehicle on the back of his truck? It's all you have to do is put it down, tie it shut. It's a state law. I'm pretty sure if that's not a state law, I would be very surprised. The state law, you have to pay extra if you have truck tires here. I mean, because it's considered a commercial vehicle. Even though I don't drive commercially, I don't get paid to drive places. All right, hope you all enjoyed that ride home. Kind of boring, but there was some interesting stuff going on there. Talk to you later.